Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. I'm doing card of the day. I'm using the Mystical Shaman Oracle Deck. I've been thinking for a couple days that it's been a while since I used an Oracle deck, and then this one showed up in my dream, so we're going to use this one. If anybody's following along, I did not do a card of the day yesterday. But we're going to do one today. I did already clear and shuffle this deck. I should probably not have my foot on the desk while I'm shuffling because it shakes the camera. So we're just going to get a card here. I don't know about y'all, but I've been having really intense REM sessions lately where I'll have like 2, 3, 4 dreams right in a row where it's like I just come up for air in between them and then right back out again. Although it does take a formidable duration of time to actually fall asleep. But once I'm in there, it's like double feature picture show. Alright. I'm still waiting for a card to drop out. I don't want like 6 cards, I want 1 card. Okay. I remember this guy. Luminous Warrior. But in the medicine position. Now, what I'm actually gonna do... Now, the gist of this card, especially in my, I think it was the first mystery guest channeling, is that this Luminous Warrior has spent a lot of time in the darkness, and what he does is he's sort of anchoring his energy so that he's no longer afraid of the dark, and then once he's there, he begins to glow, and he becomes that light aspect within the darkness so that he's no longer afraid of it. Now, it came out inverted, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this up for a second and go grab the book. I'll be right back. I can remember where the fuck I put it. Easy. Where? Apparently I am clumsy today because I almost fell down the stairs, which freaked me out a little bit. And then I failed at putting the box that this was in away. 32. Alright. So, in the reverse, what the medicine says of this is, are you being tempted by your emotions to follow your lower instincts? Are you being invited to enter into a quarrel with someone? Put your sword away. This is not the time for battle. Your enemy is not who you think it is. Do not act from a place of anger that will damage your relationships and hurt the ones you care for. Find the truth hiding in your heart that will affirm your instinct for peace rather than for war. Okay? So this is the book definition of the medicine. Really goes along with what I got from that channel session. I guess I'll link it below to make it easier if people want to see that. It's Mystery Guest Channeling #1. And the only reason they're anonymous is because if I said who it was, it would kind of distort people's perception of the reading. And that's why there's a second anonymous one as well, which is somebody else, for the same reason. But going back to this, the Luminous Warrior. So he's fully in the darkness to the point where he has to make the conscious decision to go for a less aggressive mode of dealing with people. It's not, he's in a place to consciously choose whether or not he's how to deal with people. Just realized halfway through my sentence that it sounded like crap. Okay, so he's at a point where it's like he's been anchored in the dark for a long time, and the light within him has grown enough to a point where it's reaching that sword energy, that conscious linear thought, where he's like, wait a minute, just because I'm in like night zone doesn't mean that I have to act like everyone else in this night zone. I can choose to be patient and understanding and compassionate to people, and that's when that light really begins to grow. And he'll have this presence. Now, it could backfire and attract more negative. Waiting for this truck to go by. I think it was a log truck. Anyway, when you start glowing in the dark, you can attract a lot of, let's call them moths. Not that, well, I have a hate-hate relationship with moths, but that's because they're flying dust balls of Satan. But I don't really believe in that. It's like a texture spaz energy thing that I don't like. But essentially, you will attract people who will like beat themselves against you to try to get to your light, and that's like the assault that will come when you start glowing in the dark. But the choice really comes as to whether you want to stay in that low vibe pattern of reaction and abuse, or if you want to say, hey, wait a minute, let me take a look at what's going on here. Let me learn what I can, because I have places to be. That's the energy here. I really like this guy. He's almost got wings too, which really is again in that sort of air sense of really starting to critically think about what you're doing. And it goes along well with the King of Water card I had a couple days ago, where it's encouragement to process emotions in a critical thinking way instead of sitting on them and letting them fester and take over your entire world. And as well, I don't know if you can see from the lighting here, but he does have his third eye wide open. And I was thinking about how the pineal gland looks last night right before I fell asleep. But I think because I was trying to get the all the knots in my forehead to open up, like in the muscles. Because I have like a sinus infection, my ears are full of fluid, and it's like really crunchy. So I was like rubbing all the like those tiny thin muscles that are like barely as thick as your skin, like all the way down my neck and behind, like in my ears and like up here and up into the scalp. And you know, I went this way and that way, and I thought I heard a crunching in the middle of my head. And I was like, ooh, that's like the calcifications on the pineal gland. How any of that would get to the center of the Tootsie Roll pop there, I'm not really sure, but it's where it sounded like it was coming from. So I don't know if that's really relevant, but that's what it made me think of, because he's got his spelunking light on right there. Also, this is a 32, which is a 5, which has to do with changing. Sort of. I'm hearing the hand that rocks the cradle. It's like a. It's like a pre. It's like you're gonna move, but it's like being needled to move. Whereas like the Chariot as a 7 is the actual train in motion. This is like putting work onto something to get it to move, and the other one is like the inertia that just keeps going. Alright, so glow in the dark, the Luminous Warrior. Okay. So we can do a like, subscribe, share, donate, contact, have artworks for sale. All of the information on that little cardboard sign I was flopping around is going to be in the description box of my infomercial video, which is linked below. And I'll go and get the link to that other video where I'm talking about where I'm repeating the information about this card that the guest wanted me to say. So we'll do that.